Hello, Professor Randy. We are Group 6. Our group has 4 members: Naeem, Nasser, Jamie, and myself, Jessica. So, Lyle Nielsen Tool Works is a small business that manufactures high quality tools which are used for carpentry. It is situated in a small town in Maine, USA. It is a small family business and was started by Lyle Nielsen. The company focuses on manufacturing high quality tools, making sure that no products which are faulty are sold to the customers. The unique aspect of this business is that it actually allows the customer to come to the warehouse and try out the tools themselves before purchasing them. As it is a small business, the number of employees working there are only limited to 90. Let's talk about the problems in this firm. Considering that the number of employees are not very high, the firm does face numerous problems. For example, the IT department. Currently, the IT department has only one employee. So, say there is a technical issue with the printer, he has to run and attend to that. At the same time, if there comes up an issue with the server, it becomes physically impossible for one person to do that. Also, the factory faces a lot of problems in regard to keeping up with the order. Since the number of workers are limited, the amount of work and labor they can carry out and tools that can be manufactured in a day are limited, which then leads to the problem that the customers cancel their orders as they are not receiving it in the desired amount of time, and it goes to another manufacturing company. While manufacturing the tools, the company also produces a large amount of waste, which is not at all cost efficient. The last major problem that it faces is hiring employees and letting them work and making them work in the organization for a longer period of time. So when they hire an employee, they give them the desired training and they make sure that the employee has all the skills. But once the employee has got those particular skills, what happens is they tend to go to another manufacturing company which is bigger and which offers them a bigger pay. So there have to be some changes which has to be made in this structure. So what can be done is the company should incorporate using IT tools like ERP and different AI softwares so that it functions in a better way. It can start by a small thing by hiring more employees in the IT department. Another thing which it can do in a very efficient way is making sure that not too much of scrap is produced when the tools are being um, produced or manufactured in the organization. When it comes to the hiring process and the employees, they should give them benefits like yearly bonuses and increments, and they can also hire employees on a fixed contract basis, like you have to work for 5 years only. Now, the part ahead, my friend Naeem will continue. Thank you.
Hi, this is Naeem and I'm gonna take over and do the analysis of the case study. So L&T was lacking behind in many things like in customer satisfaction index and stuff. So they tried a lot of things. So they implemented some solutions like implementation of ERP. They tried lean manufacturing. They even tried in-house solutions for and API solutions. So the first thing they tried was ERP. So ERP is a system which brings together the business processes and work environment in one IT solution. So this help to have a good communication between various departments. It also helped in day-to-day business processes. So L&T tried many ERP solutions like Syspro, Fishbowl, and Fulfill. Most of them didn't work out for them. So with Syspro, the problem was that it was great, but it charged a lot, and the company was small in size, and even the system that was provided was for a larger company, and it was the company felt that it was paying for things that they didn't need. So it went afterwards. It went with Fishbowl. Fishbowl looked like a very user-friendly system, but it didn't work out with them. So finally, Fulfill came into picture. So Fulfill was best suited for the company. The system was best suited as it was open source, and it was like a one central tool for every business solution they needed. And it was also very helpful as this CEO of the company was very in close connection with the with Lee Nielsen, so it helped them to work together and implement the system. Uh, with Fulfill, the company grew 20% in revenue in just 1 year. It also helped in improving the customer satisfaction and reduced a lot of back orders. Next thing they implemented was in-house solutions. So in-house solutions, uh, they tried was kitchen sink. It is a concept where they pull out a lot of reports, and in many different cases, like in inventory, in customer sales, in back orders, etc. So it was very efficient for the employees to understand the data and try to take decision with it. And as Lee Nielsen was always taking the decision on behalf of the employees, which was not so good. So this was helping them to understand what's happening and make decisions on their own. Uh, this system also provided a lot of visual graphics, which was helpful to understand the current position of the product or the manufacturing process, etc. Next thing, which is very famous, was lean manufacturing. It is a Japanese concept and very famous because of Toyota's implementation. So in this, what they do is uh, cre create almost finished goods and finish it when there is a need of the product. So the main concept was that to build the right product at the right time in the right quantity. So it is also known as just-in-time manufacturing. Due to this, L&T's delivery system improved by 50% in just 1 year. So this was a very helpful thing. So there are many alternatives to the solutions, like well, one of it would be lowering the scrap. Like the company is a manufacturing company, so a lot of scrap gathers in, and to it doesn't make the product very cost effective. So many analytical tools can be put into the machines to understand the production process and try to lower the scrap, so the products can be more scrap cost effective. Next thing would be lean manufacturing, which is just in time production. So uh, it is good to make the product just in right time in right quantity, because whenever there is no need and a lot of production is done, sometimes it cannot work out for the company and it could procure losses. And one more thing the company was facing was its HR department, as it was very difficult to hire employees, trained employees in that area. And so the company had to train the employees, and then it was they were not sure if the employees would pertain there, as they can use the skills to get a better job in a city or something like that. So the company can try to outsource some of the work which can be helpful to them and try to reduce the employee shortage in their company. Another thing is IT department, where I feel the company's IT department is very small because it is handled by just one person, and with the company integrating with IT and many analytical tools, it needs a lot of employees to handle that part of the business, because uh, just one person cannot pr handle the printers as well as the servers. So it is better to hire some people who are well skilled in IT and who can help the business to grow more. Thank you. Nasser will take over from here.
Hello, my name is Nasarul Islam and I'll be taking over recommendation and implementation. So let's start with recommendation. So now let's look at the recommendation that we would recommend L&T to follow. So the first is marketing. So marketing is something that company should also focus on as the company is doing well. Without any or little advertisement, if they work towards its implementations, it is limitless. Next, so we can integrate analytical tools in manufacturing. It can help L&T to install different tools in manufacturing system, which can which can eventually reduce scrap and produce more efficiently. Also, the IT department should have more employees, as the whole department is handled by one person, which is a lot of responsibilities and work for a single person. Also, with the IT making the decision process easier, the manager should work on reinventing products as it is the heart of the company. Now we will take a look at implementation. So the first course of action should be to prioritize the work that needs to be done. For example, the marketing, the hiring, and introducing new technologies so that new analytical tools that can reduce the scrap of L&T. The IT department can work with the fulfill to get the manufacturing process some data collecting and implementation tools. A decision should be made on how to hire employees to make sure there is no employee shortage and there is no tools like predictive analysis should be used to understand back orders and a plan should be made to make sure there is no back orders. Sentiment analytics and social media analytics should be used to understand the demand for tools and market the same tools to customers directly. L&T should focus on necessary IT improvements such as introduction of analytical tools that can help reduce the scrap of L&T, which again was made before. And also IT should provide employees to make best decisions from the data that was generated from reports. And L&T can also work on systems where it can provide customer behavior, buying behavior, and identify the demand, where the demand is going. With the customer behavior report, the production manager should be trained to produce accordingly to the reports from the data for more effective production and selling. Thank you for your time, and Professor Andy. Please consider this presentation as our final submission. Hope you enjoyed the presentation. Thank you.